Hello everybody, I am the Solar Gamer, and welcome back to Stellaris as the Cyberbirds. Welcome back. In the first episode, we discovered our surroundings. We are basically at the edge of this galaxy. Yeah, it's galaxy. At the edge of this galaxy, and we don't have a lot around us, but we do have a lot of colonizable planets. Now, one thing that I should have made clear was that while habitability doesn't matter, I do need to make sure that I'm not colonizing, like, barren planets, because that's not possible right now. So we have to at least kind of fall in line to, like, methane or arid or oasis, steppe, ammonia. A lot of these are added in planetary diversity, by the way. But we can't just go and colonize the moon. That should definitely be a feature, because robots don't need a breathable atmosphere. So why we can't colonize like the moon, I have no idea, but it would be much cooler, I think. Then again, it would be much easier as a robot empire. Maybe if they made robots harder to build, like they made them cost more, it might, like on a planet like that, I don't know. Anyway, that's not for me to decide. Right. So before we go any further, let's just take a look at the surface of the planet, which might need some work. Currently, we're building it. Well, they're building a cyborg pop right here, which I guess is okay. I could purge them. I don't need to have them continue to grow. In fact, I could purge them all, but I'm not going to do that. We have 477 minerals stocked up. You know what? I think I want to work on some engineering research. So why don't we do this? We'll build a Cyberbird population right there. And we'll let that run. Of course, as time progresses, we'll be able to build much faster and obviously better plan this out. But right now, I don't really know what I want to do yet. What I will do, though, is send my construction ship to build a mining station on the sun. that 3 energy is technically worth it, considering we're building robots, which cost quite a bit in terms of maintenance. Not so much now that we have that this trait, but they still cost, you know, energy for being alive, essentially. And we have another anomaly, this time on Enceladus. So at first glance, this moon does not seem capable of supporting life or living beings. But nevertheless, we have detected life signs emanating from somewhere beneath its frozen surface. This one, however, is a little bit tougher. It's going to be 20% failure risk. So I think I'm going to leave B for now, and we'll come back to this at a later time. Again, last episode, we had to switch our science officer because he developed arrested development, which basically made his skill speed kind of slow to a crawl. Absolutely no progress is going to be made with him in the foreseeable future, which is not okay for discovering anomalies and all that stuff. So I switched out my science officer, so it's going to take a little bit to kind of get back up to where we were, but it should be okay. It just means that we're going to have to wait on these anomalies. But like I said, it's not that bad. I would like to see if Planet 9 has anything on it. Planet 9 is portrayed as a gas giant. Here, oh, wow, that's
complete.
This little barren asteroid, like, oh, it has a ring too. Interesting. I'm gonna grab my construction ship and work on this immediately, because that's 3 energy and 3 minerals, which is pretty damn nice. Okay, Planet 9 did not have anything. It has global thunderstorms. I guess that's fine. We're not going to be colonizing it. Not yet, anyway. I don't think we can terraform this, can we? No.
Construction complete.
Well, no without mods. I don't actually have a mod that will enable me to do that, but I know there are mods on the workshop that do. So, as you can see here, Mars has the TC in it, which is basically a terraforming candidate. This is added by a mod, I think. I don't know if this is in the base game, but the mod that I have is called hang on, I threw my my list. Okay, so this mod is called Terraforming Candidate Finder, and essentially every year it'll kind of track the galaxy and see if there are any planets that have the Terraforming Candidate modifier on it. In which case, it'll put this little blue marker here, and also the system. So you'll be able to see at a glance what can be terraformed very easily.
Construction complete.
Okay, we're finishing up the system. There's not much else for resources, but you know what? That's okay. We have enough already in this system alone. So Where are you going to go after this? Probably Alpha Centauri. I kind of want to complete the lore there in that Alpha Centauri will probably be the first system that we explore outside of the Sol system, at least in real life, I imagine. Because I think Alpha Centauri is one of the closest ones to us, if I'm not mistaken. I could be, but... Or at least it's the closest system that has an Earth-like planet. So we have an anomaly on Makemake, which is a Class 12 asteroid orbits this planet. The small planetoid's orbit appears far too stable for its presence to be a natural occurrence. Let's research, yeah. Although I wouldn't consider Makemake a planet, but, you know, it's interesting. It looks really cool, though. I don't know if this is the actual texture of Makemake. I mean, it can't be. We don't really know what it looks like, I would imagine. But this is also added in Immersive Galaxy. I have a mod that changes basically all planet textures so that they're very, very diverse from each other. Again, this is just to increase the aesthetics of the game. Not, you know, no two gas giants will look the same, no two barren worlds will look the same, at least not, you know, next to each other. We're going to grab, in our traditions, Discovery. I generally always go for Discovery because I want to increase our anomaly discovery chance, as well as lower the fail risk. I mean, we can lower the fall risk, but I mean, I'm not sure there are many ancient, elderly aliens that are falling on these planets. So, yeah, we'll adopt this. Towed asteroid. For some reason, someone has towed an asteroid into a stable orbit around Makemake. The massive engine sections and braking thrusters can still be found on the surface, although they have long since been rendered inoperable. Whoever did this also mined the asteroid for minerals, but these operations were seemingly abandoned shortly after they began. Interesting. Very interesting, considering Makemake is a very minor planetoid. Again, I wouldn't call it a planetoid, but it's a very minor object in our galaxy. The fact that an alien species would tow an asteroid there and then mine it is a little interesting. But RNG in this game is... it creates different situations like that where it's just interesting. The lore, you know, it's lore-friendly, which is very, very cool. We're going to go ahead and work on something else. Jeez! I mean, this is crazy. I have not seen this many anomalies in the Sol system in this game before. What are we doing? Right, so we're going to work on the engineering research and Makemake. Might as well. Okay, so an anomaly on Neptune. Massive storms are visible in the upper atmosphere of this gas giant. It might be worth the effort to study them in more detail. Go ahead, do it. I'm confused as to why there are so many. But I'm not complaining, honestly. Alright, extreme storms. So Neptune frequently experiences massive and extremely violent storm systems in its atmosphere. Several dozen persistent storms are visible from orbit, with winds often reaching speeds in excess of 700 meters per second. The cause of these storms is not immediately apparent, as we have found nothing in the planet's climate model that would explain them. Our scientists are interested in studying this anomaly further. So it gains +3 physics science. Awesome. Before you work... Well, finish up Triton.
System survey.
Okay, and then come back over here and work on this. And then we'll finally leave the system for the very first time. Well, I take that back. We already left it. But for the first time with the science vessel, right after this. Okay, so how are we doing on the surface?
Technological acquisition successful.
All right, we can work on a mine here. Oh, that's what I want. I want a uplink node so we can get some unity. Yeah, that's very important. In fact... I might want you to do that instead. You're going to be unhappy for the unemployment thing. Actually, you're not going to be unhappy. There is no happiness with machines, which is perfect. But you're going to be unemployed for a little while. Actually, I guess just sit there for now, and then we'll bring you back up. We'll build a research lab right here, though. And we also have a scientific research completed, which is the monthly Unity +1, which is nice. That'll definitely help us out. Okay, let's replace that with... the spare parts depot? Planet modifier is robot build speed +15%. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's 60 months, though. That's a long time. We could also get the upgrade for the uplink node, but I think I'd rather this for the time being. Ocean beneath the ice. We are on Enceladus. Okay. So, right here. No, that's... Where's Enceladus? There it is. Little frozen world down here. Okay. Deep scans of Enceladus have revealed a large ocean heated by hydrothermal vents beneath the ice mantle, covering the surface. Science Officer Unit V6 dispatched probes from the Cyber Voyager that drifted through several miles of thick ice and found the water below teeming with what appears to be life. We will need more resources to conduct a thorough study of many unique life forms inhabiting this ocean. Interesting. So it issues the special project of Mount Deep Sea Expedition, as well as gives us 3 society. So, before we leave then, why don't we do that? Oh no, we need to have a leader skill of 3. Okay. And by the way, I won't be reading every single anomaly. However, in the early game, it's all about exploration. And I want to start slow. I mean, we haven't left, in terms of science, our major system, which is, of course, the Sol system. So, you know, as we pull out, as we expand, it'll be a little bit less focused on our home system and more empire building. But I want to kind of build that hype, so to speak. So that's why I'm kind of going over every anomaly. I'll go over the major ones, right? The cool, interesting little ones. But for the most part, they will get kind of, I wouldn't say repetitive, but stale, maybe? Kind of? I don't know. We'll see as time goes on. Alright, so we completed the research for the sensors. Now, we could work on the next laser, which is the blue laser. Or we could work on more power. I think, well, let's just jump straight into the next weapon. So we can upgrade our red lasers and be that much more stronger. We have what? Okay, yeah, work on the physics, and then we'll come down here and work on... See, I don't know if I want to work on this yet, because this special project might change what's actually on the planet in terms of improvements. So I want to wait on this station. But other than that, we can finish up the Sol system. So we'll go to Iapetus. Iapetus? Interesting name, but okay. So we're actually in Alpha Centauri. I meant to go and check that out before we actually visited it, but so we discovered Alpha Centauri 1, which is, I believe, a real planet. It doesn't look like this, obviously, because we can't get that close yet, but it's a real, like, planet that's very similar to Earth. So it has Misty on it, which doesn't seem to do anything, and rugged terrain. So building cost is plus 15%, but mineral production is also increased. It's an okay... It has Betharium. That is good early on. It's not a lot. It's only 1 Betharian, but it gives you a crapload of energy. I just wish we could, like, settle right there to make the most of that. We can move the planetary, like, capital down here eventually. Not, like, major empire capital, but every planet has, like, their own, like, government capital kind of thing. So we can move that down here to get the adjacency bonus on this, and that would be really, really good. Okay, well, it's just a thought. We can actually... Well, I was going to say we can colonize, but we really can't. We don't have much mineral production. Mushroom forests on Alpha Centauri 2A. Where the heck is that? 2A... Oh, it's a toxic world with mushroom forests. That makes sense. And simple organisms. Alright, so, made an interesting discovery on Alpha Centauri 2A. Massive mushrooms dot the landscape of this world. These mushroom forests are very strange looking and produce mists of spores every so often. They are quite soft, so they should be very easy to clear. One of our officers joked and wondered what they would taste like. Really? A cyberbird talked to another cyberbird and contemplated the the taste of a mushroom? That's hard to believe, but okay, I guess. See, a lot of these... That one, that event was from a mod, so it's kind of hard to... That kind of breaks immersion, but at the same time, it's still interesting. So I'm gonna let that slide.
Acquisition successful.
All right, so we discovered improved servo motors, so we have extra army damage and minerals. So we could work on better thrusters, which I do like. I mean, we could also grab some armor or nuclear missiles. I think I'd rather get the thrusters right now. Yeah, let's do that.
Anomalous surface variable.
Okay, perfect. So we have anomaly on Alpha Centauri 3A. Where are you? Way over there. Okay. So an abandoned ship has been left adrift aimlessly above this moon. The massive sails protruding from its hull suggest that it is relying on solar power to function. Perfect. There we go. Let me finish up Alpha Centauri 3. And then we'll research this. And see what's actually going on there. Are you also level 3 yet? No, you're actually far from it. Okay, so this this mission is going to sit here for a little while. We have discovered an abandoned solar sail ship in orbit around Alpha Centauri 3A. The sublight vessel was built by an unknown culture and appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear, which some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineering design choices. Get some engineering research. Perfect.
System survey complete.
The funny thing about, like, Stellaris music is that it sounds like it could come from Doctor Who. Especially this song. It sounds like the song they use when at least maybe David Tennant, when he's, like, running. Or something like that. Or where it's coming to the climax of the episode. It literally sounds exactly like that. And I love the soundtrack. I have most of it on Spotify, so it's this is why I decided to do this series, because I'm just so it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun. All right, let's take a look at New Mondas. We should be yep, there we go. We're done with this, so we'll switch you over here. We'll also build a new robot, a new Cyberbird right there. We could work on some more energy.
Construction complete.
It looks like all of our scientists just leveled up. All of our scientists in here, which is good. It means that their research speed has increased. Okay. Oh, our science ship is not doing anything. Okay, let's go to Barnard Star and then up to Sirius. And as for the construction ship, I guess we could work on the one mining station, probably on the sun. Oh no, it's actually on a gas giant. Okay, just work on it, I guess. We have an anomaly on Barnard Star 2, which is over here. Oh, Barnard Star is actually a... Oh no, it's not. I thought it was a binary system, but actually this is a large molten world, which is very interesting. Okay, right, so... 30% failure risk is quite a lot. So impressive structures litter Barnard Star 2's surface, practically begging for some archaeological work. I mean, it could be begging for it, but right now I'm not comfortable doing it. So let's leave that for the time being. We can always come back to it. I think it's time to probably add some more ships to our main fleet here. So we'll add, I guess, 2, round it off to 5, or 1. 1 works.
Planetary alert.
Uh-oh.
Blocker expunged.
Okay, that's not really a planetary alert. You don't have to come to me and sound the red alert for a planetary blocker being cleared. I mean, there's more pressing matters where that would be required, but not this case. We'll build a power plant. That's the word. And then we'll build a robot once we can. I say robot... Cyberbird. I need to get that in my head.
Construction complete.
We're not building simple robots. We're building the Cyberbirds, which are amazing species.
System survey complete.
Okay, Barnard Star is completed with only 2 minerals. That is not looking good. We got lucky with our first system, but everything else is just not doing well. Hopefully Sirius has some good stuff. I mean, there's actually a lot of these planets, they look like they're about to align. That's actually really interesting. It's pretty interesting line right here. I don't know. All right, Discovery. Right. I think I'm going to go with exploration drones. So survey speed is increased by 35%, and then science ship combat evasion, which is a mouthful, is increased by 30 as well. And then from here, we can go down to this, which I think is very, very important, especially early on. So we gain research points equal to 1/10 of our monthly gain when surveying planets. So essentially, if we research a planet, we gain 1/10 of our monthly gain. So in this case, 11 would be +1, right? Well, I don't know, math is hard right now, especially when I'm trying to think of other things. So just a tenth of each one of these will gain that each time we scan a planet. At least that's what I take from this. I don't really know if that's true or not, but just let's say it is, because that's what I think it says. If not, then you guys can tell me, but, you know. Alright, so we'll grab this first, and then we'll go down to this one. So this is another continental world. I'm curious to see what this one actually has in store for us. Because Alpha Centauri, it doesn't look like a good planet. It's not that big. It has Betharian, but that's basically it. Of course, another anomaly. This time on Sirius 4A. Which is way over there on a toxic world. Okay. So, backscattering spectrometry sensors indicate the presence of valuable substances. Wow, I got through the first three, words, but I can't get through substances. Beneath Sirius 4A's noxious clouds. Scan it. Do the research. We have an inactive building, which is over here, of course. Let's work on a Cyberbird. Thank you.
Technological
Okay, lots of things are happening right now. We have ion thrusters. Let's work on... see, this is what I'm talking about. We could add modification points to our species. However, it's going to take 101 months, so I think I'm going to wait on that. I think I would rather grab geothermal fracking for an improved mining network. Just because we need a lot more minerals. 18 right now is not enough. It's really not. I could work on that one. Or not. Okay. I don't know why it's... Usually, you can just right-click on the system and build the mining stations as a whole, but I don't know why it's screwing up there. Rock potential. Is that... Yeah, it is this. Okay. So, Sirius 4A is exceptionally rich in minerals. Minerals that are, unfortunately, of no use to us. However, Science Officer Unit V6, that's a mouthful of a name, believes the many elements in the crust of Sirius 4A can be transformed into potentially more useful forms through positron bombardment. I think I remember this from, like, Star Trek or something. The Cyber Voyager has requests that the Cyberbirds set aside 100 energy credits for the purposes of this project. Well, considering we make quite a bit of energy per month, and we have enough in the stockpile, I would like to do the bombardment, because, I mean, why not, right? Let's see what it does. Alright, so we need, what do we need? The science ship. Okay, get back over here. And then finish up your scans. So you're going to blast this thing with positrons. And hopefully we should get some minerals. Maybe. I don't know exactly what this is going to do.
Special project complete.
Okay, so the crew of the Cyber Voyager are pleased to report that the experiment was a success and a significant number of dense mineral veins have been transmuted into usable resources, which give it 9 minerals? That is exactly what we needed. That's perfect. Yes, absolutely build that. And then we'll come back this way and finish. Oh, why is it doing that? Now, maybe it's because we don't have enough money? I don't know. Whatever. It's done. 9 minerals on one planet. That is absolutely perfect. And it only cost us 100 energy, which can be redeemed. So that's definitely worth it. Alright, so Sirius 2 has rich soil. Not that that matters, because food is non-existent to machines. And rugged terrain, so more minerals, less... or more minerals and more build cost. But we'll see. So this is a better sized planet. However, it's still not, like, striking me as something that's interesting to go to. I mean, we'll have to see what these other planets have in store for us, but I don't know. It's not looking good for, decent planets.
System survey complete.
Alright, so Sirius is done. We'll work on, I suppose... we'll go to the Nebula. Why not? And then we'll go to this one. This was a huge star, it looks like. This is a red hypergiant, which is one of the bigger stars out there, I believe. Titanic stars have barely 1 million years left before they self-destruct in an especially catastrophic supernova. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but, what are you going to do? Can't really control stars. Okay, well, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I'd like to get more done per episode, but these anomalies are coming up really quick, and I'm kind of sorry about that. I'll figure out my own process on how to, make sure the episode goes faster without really taking away some of the detail and entertainment. So, without further ado, thank you all for watching, and definitely stay tuned for more.